If you run the ECL calculation at a bank or non-bank lender, you've seen this problem. The provision number has to tie to the balance sheet, move sensibly through the cycle, stand up in audit, satisfy the disclosures, and recalibrate every time macro forecasts update. Most models out there get maybe 3 of those right. This is what a complete ECL calculation looks like in one file. PD, LGD, EAD, staging, ECL engine, provision movement, IFRS 7 disclosures. All integrated, all tied. Let me walk you through it. Every sheet is open. No locked logic, no hidden calibration. Because you're going to need to defend this number to an auditor at some point. And you need to be able to walk through every cell. One dropdown runs the whole thing. Baseline, downside, upside macro scenarios. I change it. And every PD term structure, every LGD, every ECL number recalculates. Which is how you actually run the probability-weighted calculation the standard requires. Every assumption lives here. Macro forecast variables, PD calibration, LGD curves, staging triggers, segmentation splits, EAD utilization, discount rates. 150 plus named ranges, all on this one tab. When your internal validator asks what drives the 12-month PD for SME, you point at a cell. When IFRS 7 disclosure requires your forward-looking assumptions, they're right here. Structured the way the standard actually works, not simplified to fit a template. Portfolio segmentation first. Every exposure classified by product, stage, and macro sensitivity. Stage 1, 2, and 3 balances split out per segment, updating with your staging rules. Then the PD model. Term structure PD for every segment, 12-month and lifetime horizons, calibrated through a transition matrix. A PD curve for every year of the loan's remaining life, which is what Stage 2 actually requires, not a flat number. Macro overlays applied on top. If GDP drops 200 basis points, PDs move accordingly. Parameterized, not a plug. LGD next. Downturn LGD by segment, with the regulatory floor applied. Collateral haircuts, calibrated per asset class. Recovery curves over time, not just a point estimate. EAD on the other tab. For amortizing exposures, scheduled balance at each horizon. For revolvers, credit conversion factors applied to undrawn. For guarantees, exposure equivalent. Every exposure type a bank balance sheet holds 3 components: PD, LGD, EAD, each a proper submodel, not a shortcut. This is where it all comes together. The ECL calculation engine. For each segment, each stage, each horizon, ECL equals EAD times PD times LGD, discounted at the effective interest rate. Stage 1 at 12 months. Stage 2 across the lifetime PD curve. Stage 3 at full LGD lifetime. Probability weighted across 3 macro scenarios, because that's what the standard requires, not a single point estimate. Provision movement. Opening stock plus new origination minus repayments and derecognitions plus stage migration plus macro-driven changes minus write-offs equals closing stock, tied to P&L as the impairment charge. IFRS 7 disclosure tables on the next tab. Coverage ratios by stage. Movement analysis between stages. ECL by staging and by risk rating. The tables that go straight into your annual report. Two-way sensitivity. Macro weight against LGD uplift. PD uplift against staging threshold. The answers auditors ask about: how sensitive is ECL to macro assumptions? How much does the SICR threshold matter? What happens if you move the Stage 2 trigger by 10 bps? Live, in the meeting. Not, we'll come back next week. The integrity layer. Stage balances sum to total. Coverage ratios in the right range. ECL stock equals Stage 1 plus Stage 2 plus Stage 3. Provision movement ties to P&L charge. Macro weights sum to 100%. If any fails, master cell goes red. Honestly, if your ECL is currently calculated in 5 tabs that mostly agree, this is the replacement. One integrated file, full PD, LGD, EAD stack, 3-stage staging, IFRS 7 ready. It's on sfsmodels.com under IFRS 9. Thanks for watching.